GPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park.
WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
My name is Watson.
And my name is Mariah.
We're 12 years old.
And we're representing Old Redford Academy Middle School.
And we're here to talk about drugs.
Drugs are very dangerous and unhealthy.
And they can also ruin a relationship with your loved ones. Go talk to a family member, a friend, even a teacher, or you can go to a therapist, or if you need any extra help, you can go online and find all of those.
Hashtag not worth it.
Good day, good people. This is Heather Hedharu, your personal change coach and host of Expose Under the Sun. Today, we have a really great show, but before we get started, I just want to give a little bit of shout out and special thanks to the sponsor of Expose Under the Sun, which is Detroit Native Sun News. And if you're looking to advertise, please reach out to Valerie at area code 313-457-5944. Again, reach out to Valerie for Detroit Native Sun News at 313-457-5944. Again, I am Heather Hedharu, your personal change coach, and this show and our team, I'd like to say a special thanks to Sharon Dumas, who is our executive producer, and our regular engineer, Patrick, who's not with us today, but I pray he's doing well wherever he is this afternoon. I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you for joining us. And as we start every show, we always talk about two things. The first is that remembering that 2022 is a manifesting year. That means that we have to mind what we say and mean what we say. And we want to say what we want, not what we don't want. We want to keep affirming those things that we want to see in our lives, in our community, in our family, in our households. We want to enliven that idea every opportunity we get. So this is an opportunity to dream big, to vision big, and to speak it and affirm it every day. The second thing we talk about is ways to find your joy, because the opposite of joy is stress. And stress is a killer. It's one of the leading things that is impacting our community. And today, our guests, we're going to talk a little bit about how we're able to combat that with some natural products and some supports that we can use in our everyday lives. So I want to share with you my 3 goals and 3 ways that I find my joy. So today I want to highlight 3 that I practiced in this last 2 weeks since we have been away from each other. In the opposite weeks, you're with our co-host, Darren Griffin, so look forward to seeing him next Tuesday. But meanwhile, what I've done over these last 2 weeks to find my joy is the first thing that I did was I traveled. I went to Washington, D.C., and as an executive director of Encourage Me I'm Young, which is a youth program, and a movement around the restoration of families. I am the executive director of that organization, and as a member of that team, we escorted our Emmy Future Leaders to Washington, D.C. this past week. And we had an amazing time. We visited the African American Smithsonian Museum. Also, we visited the Blacks in Wax Museum in Baltimore. And so both were exciting times. So one of the ways that I found my joy this week was, one, to share it with others, but also to take that trip to Washington, D.C. So traveling is a really healthy way to express and experience your joy. The second one I did was I took a color bath. And for those of you who don't know, a color bath is It's an energy infused bath to help you to cleanse and relax, and also to have the opportunity to just heal your body. In particular, the colors that you use are connected to chakra colors. So that's another show. But the chakra color that I work on the most, or the two that I work on the most, are my heart chakra, to make sure that my heart is continuing to be light and healthy, both inside and out, and my throat chakra, which is about speaking and speaking your voice, and a level of creativity that is also found in our voice. So if you don't know what chakras are, this is a good time to take a peek. Google that term, get some more insight and research, because it's another way to be healthy and well. And the final way that I experienced my joy in these last 2 weeks is I sampled new teas that I may have not sampled before. And so I really enjoyed being able to use these tools and also to share them with you, to give you opposites. And some of the things that you may not do, maybe this is time for you to do some of those things that you haven't done before. So don't be afraid to experience and experiment with what brings you joy. And so I want to talk a little bit about stress. And again, our guest today, I'd like to introduce to you. This is my Aunt Sabah. She is the president of Optimal Natural Distributors. And I try not to say that too fast. That's Optimum Natural Distributors. And our guest today is my Aunt Sabah, who is the president. She's going to tell us a little bit about what they're doing and how the products are available to you. And we're going to start off with her and ask her our favorite question. How do you find your joy?
Wake up every morning. When I see the sun, and water is a good balance point for me. Family. When you live long enough, you learn to find joy in just about everything, in spite of what's going on in the world. Because, living comes with challenges. But that's not what you focus on. You focus on the blessing. There's two sides to every coin. Most people look on one side, but there's a whole nother side that you have to train yourself to look at more than you look at the side where the painful things happen.
Right. That makes perfect sense. And so we're here to talk a little bit about Optimum Natural Distributors and a little bit about what you're doing. So you just had a grand opening this weekend, or we're calling it a soft opening, right?
We had a soft opening
Saturday. So tell us about that experience. What was that like?
It was really nice. We had a lot of the people that came were people that we know. Okay. So that made it even better because it brought that new family feel to a new venture. So what it is that we're a wholesaler mainly, and in our business, which is in Belleville, we wholesale bottles of all different sizes, but then we retail certain specialty products.
Okay.
And some spiritual-based products as well.
Okay.
So it's new. I don't know of anybody that's basically doing what we're doing, but we love it. It's a beautiful location. It's easily accessible, and we want to make it convenient for people, because one of the ways we got started was that when I say we wholesale bottles, we sell many different sizes. And you have a lot of people now, especially because of COVID. Remember, there's two sides to every coin.
Right.
So most people focused on the illnesses and people dying and the sickness and all of that. But they don't look at the side where there were many, many people who started their own businesses that were able to live their passion, whatever that is, transition from out of the job that they were in into something different. And so that birthed a lot of entrepreneurs. And so what we found is over, maybe like the last 5 years, especially more recently, is entrepreneurs doing things like sea moss gel is one of the most popular ones. Juicing would be probably the second most popular. And so there are a lot of people that are doing that now, because especially the young people, not exclusively, but the millennials are getting into juicing and veganism, vegetarianism, which is great. But along with that, you need a supply. So there's supply and demand. But when you go to purchase bottles, what of course the public wouldn't know, is that when you're a small company and just getting started, you don't need a large amount of bottles. And the larger companies typically won't sell it to you unless you get like cases or what they call sleeves that have so many in there, which is way more than a small person can use.
Right.
If they sell to you at all. And so a lot of entrepreneurs would have to buy those bottles offline, which cuts into their profit margin. So we supply a lot of different size bottles that will help to fulfill that need for them. So we have like a 16 ounce, 20 ounces, 2 different types of 32 ounces, gallons plastic, gallons glass, half-gallon glass, gallon glass, 2.5 gallon, 2 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallons.
Okay.
So we sell a wide variety, and the closures are the caps that go with them.
Okay.
So for entrepreneurs, you would maybe use something like the 16 ounce for juices or smoothies or something like that.
Okay.
Same thing with the sea moss gel, maybe the 16 or the 32 ounce. So that is our wholesale end. On the retail end, we sell, as I say, a specialized product line, which is some of the things that I brought today.
Okay. So let's look at some of these products and tell us a bit about them. I see some Moringa seeds at the end.
Yep. Okay. So the Moringa seeds are right here. We source a number of our products from Africa,
Okay.
specifically Ghana. And when it comes to the sea moss, we sell sea moss, so we get that from the islands.
Okay.
The Moringa seeds are literally, they're just very small seeds from the Moringa tree. This Moringa is probably, I honest to God, I have never seen anything in nature in terms of consumable for dietary needs. I have never seen anything that does what Moringa does to this day.
Really? So what
I
kind
have
of
never
things?
seen anything. So it has, these are the seeds. You can get the leaves, the bark. They say that we don't carry the bark, but the bark, they grind that up and they use that into a paste for pain.
Wow.
The seeds are, you can take a couple of the seeds, like maybe 4 or 5, put them in a gallon of water. And I mean, like, say, for instance, it was dirty water. If you were in survival mode and there may be the Detroit River, you get some water from out of the Detroit River.
Whoa.
Put about, right. You can put about 5 seeds in that gallon of water, shake it for 15 minutes, let it set for an hour. It kills the bacteria and things that are in the water to make it drinkable. The Moringa has vitamins, the minerals. It is an antioxidant. It's anti-cancer, antifungal, anti-parasitic. It's fiber-based. And so it's a do-everything product.
Wow.
If you did not have access to any food and the only thing you had was the Moringa seeds, you can survive. You can eat 2 seeds and it will open up your bowels if you have constipation.
Wow. And you mean out of the bag open?
1 seed.
Out
You
of
take
the
1
bag.
seed a day.
Wow.
2 seeds a day if your bowels need a little help.
Mm-hmm.
But no more than that. Will give you what you need to sustain yourself for the day, like instead of you having to eat. So, and the same thing with Moringa powder, which is right here. The powder, people usually make a tea out of it, or they'll put it in a smoothie.
Okay.
The seeds now have the most nutrients because everything came from the seed.
Right. Absolutely.
The powder has the nutrients as well, but when you do it from the seed perspective, you're getting like the more potent form.
Right. Concentrated too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They also use Moringa for animal feed, so it's multi-purpose. It's like
Wow.
literally does everything.
Wow.
The sea moss, everybody pretty much, because of Dr. Sabi, has heard about sea moss. We get our sea moss from the Caribbean, so I have several different importers that I get my moss from.
Mm-hmm. What's sea moss? What is that good for?
It literally is it's algae. So they literally have to dive down into the water and cut it and then pull it up, and then they rinse it and dry it. And so what you do is you soak this in some water so it can rehydrate itself back to its normal size.
Mm-hmm.
Rinse it again, cut pieces off into a blender, and it's going to blend like applesauce consistency.
Oh, wow.
Put it in the
Okay.
refrigerator, and you take about a tablespoon a day. It doesn't have very much flavor to it at all.
So you can mix it with something?
Yeah,
then?
if you want to.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so what are some of the properties or health properties or benefits from the sea moss?
For the sea moss has approximately 92 minerals that the body has to have out of 102. Dr. Sabi promotes it as for joint health, because when he does his lectures, he literally would drop down. He was in his 80s, I think. He literally would drop down to the floor on his knees and hop back up.
Wow. I can't do that.
I know, right?
Well, I am in the process of being able to do it. How
There we
about
go.
that? I'm going to talk about what I can't do. Okay.
They also, in the islands, they mix it with milk. I don't know what that process is, but it's not new. So they use the sea moss a lot. And also they do it for male potency. That's a thing down in the island.
Okay.
Right, so.
All right, you guys, you heard
You
it
heard
live here.
Right, no
Okay.
pills, no side effects.
That's awesome.
This here is colloidal silver. This stuff here, and the reason we have these items are because of what they do. And that's
Okay.
why I said we sell specialty products, not things that you can get in any store.
Right.
These are preventative. The colloidal silver, when COVID first started until now, we take silver every day. Silver is anti-everything. It's antiviral, bacterial, antifungal, anti-cancer, anti-candida or yeast. You can give it to children. You can give it to infants. My niece has given it to her children since they were born. You can put it in your eyes. You can put it in your ears. Put it on cuts, burns.
Wow.
And it doesn't really have much of a taste. It tastes more like water than anything.
Okay.
Um,
Is it blended with something? How?
It's actually nanoparticles of silver, which are really, really, you can't see it. It looks just like clear water.
Okay.
Nanoparticles of silver suspended in purified water. So it literally is silver. It literally is silver
Liquid
and water.
silver.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, you ever think about where the term silverware came from?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, of course, those that were more wealthy were able to do this. But they would take, and to this day, if you have a silver dollar, a silver dime, or a silver nickel, anything like that, you can pour it into something like milk, and it will preserve. It will preserve it.
It's a preservative as well?
Hmm.
Nice.
They would use silver, either actual silver, forks and knives and spoons, and the Asians would use silver-coated or completely silver chopsticks. Because when you eat, those minute particles of silver go into your mouth, and so you're getting the benefits of the silver. That's why they call it silverware.
Wow. Oh, that's a nice historic fact. Right. That makes all the difference why all of our relatives, my elders and my family always had the silver.
Mm-hmm.
They always had silver. Every one of them. It was one of the gifts that was given when you got married. It was one of the gifts that you were given. Everybody was given a set of silver.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that makes perfect sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it was because it was fancy, not because it was actually had
No.
health properties to it.
Our ancestors didn't do anything for no reason. We just didn't know what they did.
Right.
This here is black seed oil. This is becoming more popular now. Black seed oil is also known as black cumin. Very ancient. They found black seeds in tombs in the pyramids. Several different cultures use black seed, and typically it comes from more of tropical climates like Asia, Africa, and those type of environments. Now, once again, black seed oil is known as almost a cure everything. It says, if you look it up on the internet, it says cures everything but death.
Wow.
Now, it is an acquired taste because this is not the best tasting thing you ever had in your life.
And that's what they say, though. The good medicine tastes the worst.
Exactly.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But preventative, people that have had blood pressure, cancer, weight loss. I've heard all kinds of stuff about people consuming black seed oil, using it on your hair and skin. It's internal and external as well.
Is that the same for all of the product? Can you use them both internal, external, or some just for ingesting?
As I'm looking, everything can be
Internal,
internal and external,
Okay.
yeah. This is our alkaline water. So alkaline water is becoming more popular now. What alkaline water is it is water from a fresh source like the mountains. The water is naturally alkaline, and typically it's what they call an 8 pH. Nowadays, in order to get alkaline water, people are using ionizers. So what the machines, it's a machine system. What the machine does is it splits the water molecules and makes them small so that the water molecules will go directly into your cells and hydrate you immediately. So, for instance, if I was to tell you to drink this whole 32-ounce bottle in one sitting, drink it all down,
Right.
you would feel it sloshing around in your stomach.
Yes, indeed.
You can drink 32 ounces of alkaline water straight, and you don't feel it at all.
Why is that? What's the
Because it
difference?
immediately starts to hydrate.
So
So-
it's good for hydration as well. So people who do a lot of workouts and really push themselves, runners and people do a lot heavy, or not necessarily heavy, but just who are exercising, who they use electrolytes to try to replace that, like their Gatorades and things like that. This would be another source, right?
Right, for hydration.
Okay, good.
Also, the importance is being alkaline. In order for you to be alkaline, you have to eat more alkaline-based foods. What makes you acidic was the exact opposite of being alkaline, is stress, worrying, negative thinking, and the foods that you eat, cooked, anything that you've cooked, anything processed is acidic based. So alkaline water is just one more way to assist you in becoming alkaline.
Okay.
I don't know we're running short of time.
Right, go ahead.
Hydrogen peroxide is another do-all. This will sanitize any surfaces. It will kill bacteria and viruses and everything. Some people, with extreme caution, if you don't know what you're doing, I don't suggest that you do it. But some people internalize hydrogen peroxide. But you literally only do it with 1 drop in a glass of water. But that is only when you've done research and you know what you're doing. I don't suggest it otherwise.
And this is not the regular hydrogen peroxide
No.
you find at the dollar
No.
store, at the Dollar Tree, right?
No, this is 35%. This is super strong. You're not going to find this anywhere.
Right, okay.
Some other important ones, we have this pain rub that all of us use. It's called Optimum Liniment. You can rub this on, and then by the time it's dry, in a minute or so, that pain is going down or gone.
Blessing. Ooh.
Menstrual cramps, arthritis, bursitis, swelling, bruising, cramps. It'll knock it down in just a minute or so.
Wow.
This alkaline coffee, I know we're short of time. Alkaline coffee, this one is Optimum 3, which is blend like the silver, but a silver, gold, and copper blend. That helps men with men problems.
Okay.
This is soursop, really good for cancer, has a lot of cancer-fighting properties, and it helps people to sleep. You make a tea out of it.
Okay.
Harataki comes from India. Is these seeds that you put them in water, let it soak for a couple of days, drink the water, and as the seed begins to get soft, you're supposed to crack it open and consume the inside of it. It's an acquired taste.
Okay.
But look at the health benefits.
Right.
And then our last one is alkaline coffee.
Alkaline coffee.
Yeah. It's good too.
Wow.
I'm not a coffee drinker, but it's really tasty.
Okay. Well, there you have it. We have, let's talk about how people can reach you and where do they come to visit?
Okay, so we are in Belleville. Our address is 307 Industrial Park Drive, Belleville, Michigan, 48111. Our phone number is 1-800-680-2429. If you want to email us, you can email us at optimumnaturaldistributors@gmail.com.
So give us that number right quick. Give us the number one more time.
Okay, 1-800-680-2429. And we're on Facebook as well.
Okay. Thank you, Ma'at, for joining us today. I mean, these are some amazing products. So we always start off by talking about your joy and manifesting what you want. If what you want is good health, here's some tools to help you with that. If you're looking to help change your environment, that's your skin, that's the environment that you're in, you need another way to sterilize the environment, to remove some of the fungus and the bacteria and the things that cause certain things. You may want to have these in your environment too. So that's your inner environment, your inner wellness, and your outer wellness. It's really important that we now move in this direction in the season that we're in. We're coming into the warmer months. A lot of people experience more of the yeast problems. That's for men and women. That this is a good time to be able to activate some of those tools and to make sure that you are in good health. We thank you for joining us today. I want you to make sure that if you're looking to advertise, like our Optimum Natural Distributors are doing today, please reach out to Valerie at 313-457-5944. Again, this is your personal change coach, Heather Heteru, your host this week on Expose Under the Sun. You can reach me at yourinspiredwithadjourney.com. Reach out to me, always looking forward to seeing you and hearing from you. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have an awesome day.